We have to talk about this really, really cool story. So, well, I don't know if it's cool or not. I might have to put on my crown. But Visa eyes
cool.
high-value USDC settlement payments on Ethereum. According to a report, Visa is seeking to meet customer requests to convert crypto into fiat, similar to how it converts foreign currencies. So far, Visa hasn't integrated blockchain tech to support regular money movement on its network. And head of crypto said they have been testing how to accept settlement payments from issuers in USDC starting on Ethereum and paying out USDC on Ethereum. I think it's interesting that they picked USDC because I kind of think that USDC is going to be the US digital dollar. I would love to get Christy's thoughts on this.
I think what's interesting about this is that even though we've had quite a few regulation stories over the last few weeks where it seems that governments are, cracking down and governments are looking at crypto askance, we're getting a big player like Visa showing really, I think, a vote of confidence in crypto. Now, it's a stable coin, but it's on Ethereum, and I think that it's just an interesting turn of events that way, that, no matter what the regulators are saying, that we're getting something kind of positive, like a positive signal from a really big company. Zach, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Kai Sheffield, I think, remains one of the more interesting people in crypto. He's been at it for a while as the head of Visa's crypto efforts. Visa and Circle have been working together since late 2020, so this is by no means new. But he's over there, I think, at that Starkwork conference, mentioning that they're exploring ways to settle, larger sums on the blockchain itself. And I think this is smart. I mean, I think these are essentially like payment rails. We're going to talk about the Lightning Network in a little bit, but Ethereum also is just a way to transact value across borders in a way that can be more cost effective than existing systems. And Visa, I think, has been attuned to this for a number of years. They were involved in the Libra project when it first launched. They've been around. They've been sort of through this thing, trying to figure out what's the best way for them to embrace this technology in a way that prevents this technology from ultimately unseating them, right? So I think that Visa remains really interesting in the payments realm around how they've been, I guess, forward-looking in terms of what crypto can mean for their business, and especially with regulated stablecoins, it's a no-brainer. It could be a more efficient way for them to get money across border, as alluded to here. So interesting to see this continue to evolve, continue to take shape, and hoping to see more of it out of Visa and its crypto efforts. They've certainly been at it for a while now. Will, tossing it your way.
Yeah, I'm going to fact check myself on the last segment and then use that as a segue to this topic, actually. So Optimism and Solana, the metric I was referring to is actually total market cap, not transactions per second. But in this case, I would like to bring up the fact that transactions per second doesn't really matter for this story because they're talking about high volume transactions. And why does that matter? So in this headline from Blockworks, you see they're saying Visa eyes high value USDC settlements. And I think that's a lot of what these platforms are looking for, right? They're looking for high value settlement. They're looking for high value because you have very high security when it comes to crypto, right? That's a lot of what the Bitcoin maximalist thesis around Bitcoin is. We want to use Bitcoin for high value transactions, and we really want to focus in on security. We don't want any sort of changes to the chain. Bitcoin, if it goes to $1 million, people will start using it for cross-border settlements. Banks will start using it. International governments will start using it. We don't care too much about other stuff. We care about the big stuff. And I think Visa and these other players are also looking at USDC. They're looking at some of these other stablecoin projects and being like, hey, this is actually a pretty good alternative to what we have right now. In the banking world, you have SWIFT, all these interconnected banks that have to go through all these government processes. It's very slow. It's arduous. You have to check a lot of boxes. But if you're just doing it with Ethereum, you're just doing it on whatever proprietary MetaMask ripoff you're using, it's not too difficult. And you can move large sums of money with the same transaction security as any other chain or any other transaction on that chain. So I think that's my walkway from the story. And it's not super surprising at this point. Wendy, I'll throw back to you for your next take, though.
I'm actually kind of excited to speak about the next story because it kind of directly relates to this, because we talk about how secure Bitcoin is, but Bitcoin ultimately does need some sort of layer 2 scaling solution like the Lightning Network to really, really operate, just because the technology is a little bit older than some of the stuff that we have.
And keep in mind that when you're settling something from the Lightning Network onto the Bitcoin blockchain, that is in itself sometimes a larger value transaction, because it has taken all of those little wee transactions off of the Bitcoin blockchain and settled it onto the chain itself. So you're not having actually a bunch of little mini transactions on Bitcoin.